Hi, this is Dr. O'Hara, and I wanted to give you some tips after reading your proposals on some of the more common problematic areas for people. One thing I just wanted to remind you about are elements in a series. In DHS style, whenever you have more than 3 items that are separated by commas or semicolons, then you have elements in a series and you need to enumerate them. My example here is the 210-bed acute care hospital on the southern coast of Orange County has been providing basic medical care for surgery patients, outpatients, the mentally disabled, and the polysubstance abuse population. So since that I have more than 3 items, then I would enumerate them. And it's done in this ABCD style. Here I've got another example. Notice how in this one I did not put a colon here, and there is a comma before the and. In this next example, the patients were assigned to one of 4 groups: a control group, a volunteer and dog group, a volunteer only group, and a volunteer and other pet group. So in this one I do have a colon here before I have my list of things, and that's because this is a complete sentence, whereas my previous one was not a complete sentence. You can look on page 63 of the APA publication manual for more examples. The other thing is, if you're going to start your sentence with a list of things, if it's more than 3 things, you can't start the sentence with that list. You have to rework it so that you can put the elements in a series. If you have 3 things or less, you can start it with the sentence. Okay, so I just want to pick up with colons, and they are like periods at the end of complete phrases. They are not used in the middle of sentences, after prepositions, after the verb to be. And one of the most common uses of the colon is with elements in a series, so I want you to keep that in mind when you're crafting your papers. I did show you 2 examples in the previous paragraph with and without colons. One thing that you can do is, if you come to the middle of the sentence, or you have a preposition or so forth, what you can do is add these magic words, the following, like I did here, to make it a complete sentence or a complete phrase. The following is an object, and so then that makes it a complete phrase. Semicolons are also problematic for some people. They are used to join 2 independent or complete phrases. That means phrases that could stand alone and possibly be sentences. They take the place of a conjunction in this situation. So here's some examples that I have. Although he thought he was a good skier, he caught an edge and tumbled down the mountain. So let's take this apart. Although he thought he was a good skier is not a complete sentence. He caught an edge and tumbled down the mountain is a complete sentence. So in this situation, we have to use a comma here to set off an introductory phrase. Let's try this next sentence. He thought he was a good skier. He caught an edge and tumbled down the mountain. So we have he thought he was a good skier, which can stand alone, and we already know that the second part of the sentence can stand alone. So in this case, we can use a semicolon because we have 2 independent phrases. There are some special constructions with the semicolon, and here are some examples. Every medical office has its unique pathology format. However, the data required are the same. So let's break this one up. Every medical office has its unique pathology format. That can stand alone. The data required are the same, can stand alone. So you put in the semicolon here, and then you put in this joining word, however, and then it gets a comma, and then the second independent phrase. I have some other examples here with some of the other words that we can use: therefore, consequently, nevertheless. I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to pick up with these other uses of the semicolon.